Community Television, Cable Channel 2, Cambridge. AVC Sports presents Cambridge High School Bobcat Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Marathon Alarm, Ohio Sports Medicine, Modern Movements, Dr. Edward Colby, and Parkside Tasty Treat.
Tonight, some old-fashioned smash-mouth football. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to McFarland Stadium. Time for another exciting evening of Cambridge High School Bobcat football. I'm Bill Kassler. Joining me tonight, a voice that's probably very familiar to you, the color man from 96 FM, Chad Hibbs. Chad's done the games the last few years, and he's going to take a break tonight and do a little bit of TV. And Chad, the team that comes in tonight to face the Bobcats, very, very much a mirror image of exactly what the Bobcats like to do.
Yeah, and that should be able to prepare you a little bit on defense tonight about what to expect, but it's about taking care of the football and making sure you limit the mistakes.
Absolutely, and the Bobcats made a big jump last week from week 1 to week 2. They looked much better, as in fact, with their schemes and their actual technique last week against Dayton Northridge.
Yeah, and that was the most complete game of the two that they played this season, and it's something that they can build on, and they're going to have to take care of business tonight because Licking Valley is going to kind of come in tonight with a little chip on their shoulder. They're 0-2 for the first time in forever, and they got their playoff chances on the line tonight.
Absolutely, and it sounds cliche, but they are the best 0-2 football team that we'll probably see this year. Although one big problem for the Bobcats that they had last year is gone off to Ohio State. Storm Klein, the Division I back that was heavily recruited by a lot of schools, he's off in Ohio State, and I think there's probably a little bit of a leadership vacuum for Licking Valley.
Yeah, and if you listen to the coaches talk all week, and they know they made some mistakes coming in 0-2 and lost against Zanesville last night, and it's the mistakes. It's a turnovers and not be able to move the ball offensively. Instead, they're going to have to get back to basics because they have one passing completion all season so far.
Well, I talked with Coach Goodrich a little bit before the game, and he was pleased with the progress his team has made, but he's also very concerned about the Licking Valley Panthers. Coach Goodrich, a big improvement last week from week 1 to week 2. Your team looked great against Dayton Northridge.
Yeah, we made a lot of strides both sides of the ball defensively. We had the jitters out. We lined up well, and we played really well, I thought. And offensively, we executed well. We have to still eliminate the mistakes of putting the ball on the ground. I feel if we can do that, we can be a pretty good offensive team.
Your lines look great, offensive and defensive. They did a nice job last week.
We felt we controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And, again, our secondary covered well, and our linebackers flowed the ball and got after it. And, offensively, I thought our backs ran well, our quarterbacks threw, and our receivers caught. And, the only thing that you concerns is, fumbled snaps, putting the ball on the ground. And, we're not going to be able to afford to do that tonight or the rest of our schedule. We're going to have some trouble.
Talk about looking in the mirror. Team comes in this week, Licking Valley, that likes to do the same things that Cambridge does. What do you look for out of the Panthers?
They're physical. They got good offensive, defensive line. They come off the ball extremely well. You look at an 0-2 record, but they played Walsh Jesuit and they played Zanesville, so they're not two cupcakes there. And, we have to line up and match force with force, and we want to match their energy level. And, it's our style of football, and we're just going to see, the strongest team and, the best team will win.
Everybody healthy this week?
Yeah, we're healthy, and, the kids are eager to go. We had a good week of practice. And they're looking forward to it. Last year we kind of had it handed to us, and I think they're looking to redeem themselves a little bit and see how we match up against them.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight. We'll be back with more right after this.
Parkside Tasty Treat, home of the famous Parkside Banana Split. It's the students' favorite. Stop after school. Enjoy their hand-dipped velvet ice cream, brought in creamy soft serve with 8 flavors of flavor burst, plus shakes, floats, and sundaes. Parkside Tasty Treat next to the Big Pavilion at the Cambridge City Park.
We are back at McFarland Stadium. Bill Castler, Chad Hibbs with you here. Chad, Bobcats getting ready to receive the football. Apparently they've won the toss, and they will be relying on their ground game tonight. A big 1-2 punch for the Cats. We're talking about Deshaun Lewis and Tyler Hardesty.
Yeah, Lewis comes into the game tonight, 38 carries, 332 yards, and a couple scores. And Tyler Hardesty, 24 carries, 145 yards, and a score. And let's take a look at the keys of the game.
Take advantage of mistakes. Bobcats have to take advantage of any Licking Valley turnovers. Bobcats have to take a step up tonight. This is the best football team they play. They've got to play at a higher level, and the coach said it's going to come down to control of the line of scrimmage.
And it's going to see which defensive line is going to play the best and can limit the mistakes. And you can't turn the ball over to either one of these teams because, as you know, I mean, it's all power with both of these teams, and it may be who can hit the play-action pass to surprise the other team, to surprise the other defense tonight, and maybe get that long pass down the
Some good news for the Bobcats. Licking Valley has only completed one pass this year. We are underway. The kickoff taken by one of the up men for the Cats, and he's down on the 30-yard line. So Cambridge will start the ball game with possession, and let's see if I can pick up the number. Number 23 was the receiver for the Cats, and that is Tyler Ford, one of the up-backs. Didn't get very far, though, Chad, so 1st and 10 for the Cats. Coming out under center tonight, David Avancho, the starting quarterback. He's done a very, very nice job this year running this offense.
That's right. He has 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air and 1 on the ground, and he has been a great leader for this team.
Tyler Hardesty, number 20, is the tailback I formation for the Bobcats, and Avancho starts off, and right away he tries to roll out, and he sees one of the big Licking Valley Panthers. That is number 22 for Licking Valley, Brock Mitchell. He is one of the linebackers for Licking Valley. We'll see a lot of him tonight. He's one of their outstanding defensive players.
And they got pressure on Avancho right from the start, so it'll be interesting to see what any changes that Cambridge decide to make with their game plan. Looks like he maybe just dropped back and slipped down as he tried to make a move.
2nd down and about 16 to go for the Bobcats now. They're in a bad situation. I formation again. Hardesty still the tailback. The snap, Avancho this time rolling to the other side. He's got a man on the outside. That is number 32, Kyle Cox for the Cats, and the senior makes a nice gain all the way out to the 36-yard line. So the Cats come out throwing a little bit, Chad.
Yeah, I guess they're just trying to take the Licking Valley off guard a little bit. Came across the formation, got the completed pass, and picked up about 10 yards, so it makes it a little bit more now manageable on 3rd down.
Well, and Coach Withrow last week doing the color, he came out. That's a waggle pass, and I didn't know that till last week. A little pass to the fullback. Good job by the Bobcats. 3rd down and 5 now. Key down early in the game. Still nothing, just underway here at McFarland Stadium. Avancho now back. He's looking, got a little bit of pressure. He's going to tuck it under and run. The 40, the 45, all the way up to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cambridge.
And that was a smart play by the quarterback. Wanted to throw the ball down the field, didn't see anything, and you see here on the replay, his eyes are down the field. Great protection by the offensive line, able to get to the outside of the pocket and able to pick up the 1st down.
Big hit there by number 22 to finish up the play. Brock Mitchell again finishing it off for the Panthers. 10:27 to go in the first. Bobcats with a fresh set of downs. Avancho, the handoff this time. Hardesty's got it. Licking Valley, that's a little bit more to their liking, and looks like one of the outside linebackers. I'm sorry, one of the defensive tackles. It's Dijon Bowers Stone King, and I understand he likes to go by Bowers, so we'll eliminate the Stone King part after this.
Well, it was a 2-yard loss, and you can see why Cambridge came out on 3 consecutive downs and tried to throw the ball because they knew that that's what they're going to be looking at, and a 2-yard loss and 2nd and long.
This time, shotgun formation for the Bobcats. Little flare pass up the middle to Kyle Cox, and boy, I'll tell you what, the Panthers were all over that, Chad. They were right in the middle of that play.
Well, and you look at all your offensive linemen are 5-6 yards down the field, and there was just no one there to protect and then block the defensive line. You had a gang tackle, and someone missed their assignment there.
Number 44, Chase Redmond with the tackle. He had 3 sacks last week against the Zanesville quarterback, and very, very good defensive lineman. 3rd down and 9 now for the Bobcats. Avancho right under center. I formation again for Cambridge. He's straight back this time. Little screen pass right up the middle. And they try to bring the flanker in. Let me see who the intended receiver is there. That looks like that's number 9, Ryan Hatmaker. Pass is incomplete. Bobcats will have to punt it away.
Yeah, on a screen like that, you let the defensive line come to you and able to maybe pick up some blocks down the field. But Evancho was rushed just enough that he couldn't get the accuracy on the pass to Hatmaker. But I think even though he did catch, it would have been a tough chore to pick up the first down.
Back deep now for the Panthers. That is number 28, Jared Snyder. Also back deep, number 26. We'll see a lot of him tonight. Treg Hall, the tailback. There's the punt. High in the air, fielded back there by 28. That's Schneider, and the Bobcats are right down on the spot. Licking Valley is going to be starting right around their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Panthers have had a lot of problems this year on offense, Chad.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to move the ball. They have the turnovers, and as we mentioned earlier, just one completed pass in the first 2 games of the season. And I think maybe field positions may play a little bit in tonight's game, because as you saw the first offensive series for Cambridge, Evancho slipped down, and right there the returner tried to cut, and he slipped as well. So field conditions may play a little bit in tonight's ball game.
Jake Smith, number 13. He is a 175-pound senior quarterback. Starts under center for Licking Valley. Smith with a long count. They're in the broken eye. And the give, no. Smith keeps it. He's going to take it around the right side, and he's going to take it up. Nice gain on the first play for Licking Valley, all the way out to the Bobcat 22-yard line. Looks like a gain of about 7 on the play.
And we do have a flag on the field, and that's usually maybe around the area of holding.
Yeah, and they did have to, of course, the Bobcats did a nice job of stringing that play out, actually, and that is an area where holding occurs. Let's see what the officials have to say. Licking Valley may be backing
on the
up.
Offense.
Good
Half
call,
the distance
Chad.
to the goal. Replay 1st down.
Now, when you do a stretch play against a defense that has so much team speed as Cambridge does, and you're trying to get around the corner, sometimes you have to kind of grab a jersey or an arm or something to kind of slow the rush down, and they got flagged for it that time.
Interesting contrast in starts. Right away, Cambridge comes out throwing the ball. Licking Valley, they will stay on the ground tonight. Smith, the quarterback again, this time 1st and about 20 to go. He gives it straight ahead this time, and I think that is the tailback, number 20. No, I'm sorry, that's 42. Fullback Eric Mitchell with the carry. He gains about 5 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down, probably about 16 to go now for the Panthers.
And Cambridge knows at this point that they're going to really going to run the football, and they have really not a whole lot of pressure on them to defend the pass. They see the stats just like we do coming in, and they know what this game's going to turn into, and see what Cambridge can do defensively here, second and long.
All right, split backs now this time for the Panthers. Treg Hall and Mitchell, the fullback, behind Smith. Long count. And too much time. Delay of game. I think, Chad, a little bit of gamesmanship there by Coach Randy Ballman, as I believe they tried to draw him off sides.
And trying to get some of that yardage back.
Offense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
So we start off, and the Panthers continue to shoot themselves in the foot. 2 penalties.
Yeah, and 2 consecutive penalties, which you don't like getting penalties at all, much less the coaching staff having one on top of the other.
Going to bring up a 2nd down now at about 20. Licking Valley deep in their own territory at their own 6-yard line, and without the ability to throw, boy, this is going to be a stretch getting a 1st down here.
Well, this is where you see the Cambridge defense just pin their ears back and come after the quarterback.
Treg Hall, the tailback. Smith, the quarterback again. This time, I formation for the Panthers. Long count again. The give straight ahead. Boy, I'll tell you what, Bobcats are all over that. I saw big number 75, Zach Wojciechowski in there. A lot of other Bobcats in. 26, that is Treg Hall with the carry. Gain of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and a lot of yardage.
And unless they're just going to kind of drop back and punt, they're going to have to attempt to throw this ball in the air and get it down the field, and maybe a prime opportunity for a Cambridge interception.
So we'll see what kind of an arm quarterback Jake Smith has possibly on this play. Let's see what Coach Randy Ballman's got in his playbook. Hall, the tailback, I formation. 3rd and 18 for the Panthers. The snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure, and he's not going to go anywhere. Nice job by the Bobcats. Initial pressure. It Looked like, I'm sorry, who was in there, number 25, and I think that is Joe Green with the initial pressure, and I think Tyler Hardesty cleaned it up.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't have any place to go. I mean, that's a coverage sack, and he did the smart thing. He didn't want to make the mistake. He didn't want to throw the ball down the field and give Cambridge any better field position than what they're going to get on this punt. So a pretty good play there by the quarterback.
42, Eric Mitchell is the punter for Licking Valley. Back deep to receive for the Bobcats. That's number 17, Reese Lashley, and number 8, Dylan Van Dyne. Dylan did a nice job returning some kicks last week, Chad. The snap, Mitchell's got it. He gets off a very, very nice punt. Good job by Van Dyne to catch the ball on the 45. Misses the first tackler. Now he spins. The 40. Out to the side, the 35. Good job there by one of the Licking Valley players coming down the field to make the tackle. That looks like number 63 for the Panthers, Josh O'Donnell. It'll be 1st and 10 for Cambridge, deep in Licking Valley territory.
Yeah, and great coverage there by Licking Valley. Looks like he was almost able to get away to the right-hand side of the field, and just a great open field tackle, and came up and stuck him. And Cambridge, though, starting in great field position inside the Licking Valley 40.
On the 36, quarterback David Avancho brings him up 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Deshaun Lewis is now the tailback for the Bobcats. The snap, the give, straight ahead. Lewis has it, and he runs into some traffic right away. In there, knifing in, I think, on the initial hit. That was number 44, Chase Redmond.
And it looks like both of these offenses are going to have problems trying to run the football. And it's something that I think Cambridge is going to have to prepare themselves for when they put Lewis into the game, maybe try to bounce something to the outside, because there hasn't been anything up the middle. And you put Lewis, he's that slasher, he's the speed guy, and see if he can take him around the corner.
Deshaun is a home run hitter, no doubt about it. He's got the football again, off tackle this time. Good gain off to the right side of the Bobcat line. He's got about 6 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 5. This is the key down early in this football game, Chad, which appears to be about field position.
Well, yeah, and I think if you see him get close without getting the 1st down, I think you're in prime position to go for it on 4th, because Licking Valley hasn't shown your defense anything if they move the football here early in the first quarter.
Vancho brings him up 3rd and 5. I formation for the Cats. Lewis still the tailback. The snap, and they're right in on to Vancho that time. Number 44, Chase Redmond, shooting the gap, and he's got himself another sack, and that hurts.
And it looks like he's a little ginger getting up, too, and he had his right on the football. Look at the replay here, and just unblocked. I mean, credit number 47 in the middle of that line just took his man out and opened up that gap, and Vancho did not have a chance. So I think he may be forced to punt here.
Chase Redmond, a 5'11", 215-pound junior, shooting the gap with a nice job there. And the Bobcats will be punting. Back deep to receive for Licking Valley. That's number 12, Matt McLean, punting for the Bobcats. That's number 1, Tanner Bollock. And that ball goes into the end zone. Touchback. Licking Valley will have it in a little bit better field position this time, Chad. 1st and 10 on their own 20.
And let's see what they can do here offensively and see what the Cats can counter with. So far, I mean, it's been a pretty big defensive battle. And don't forget, after the game tonight, Wally's Old-Fashioned Pizza the Subs Player of the Game awarded at the end of tonight's game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jay, it might be one of the linemen this week, Chad, the way this thing's going, because, I mean, these guys are going to slug it out in the trenches.
Well, you know what, and with that, I mean, if you get the linemen to kind of happen to kind of get some gaps, the linebacker is going to play a lot in tonight's football game as well.
1st and 10 now for the Panthers. They'll bring it up straight ahead this time, and carrying the football, that is number 26, Treg Hall. He's got about 5 yards right up the middle, and it looks like the Panthers in the second series are going to come out and challenge the Bobcats.
Yeah, just the I formation right there. Sean Hannon just took it straight on, and great tackle, takedown, and kept it minimal, I think 3-4 yards on the play.
2nd down and 6 now for the Panthers. Quarterback Jake Smith brings him up. Split backs this time. The give, straight ahead. Bobcats are all over that. I think that was probably, looked like the fullback there, number 42, Eric Mitchell, if I'm not missing my call. That's exactly who it was. Maybe good for a yard. Another big down early in this football game, Chad. 3rd and 5 for Licking Valley.
Yeah, see what they can do here. Maybe they're going to kind of take Smith out to the wide side and see if he can maybe get something open in the middle of the field, or see if he can use his legs to pick up the 1st down.
I formation this time for the Panthers. 3:19 left in the first, still 0-0. Smith with the long count. The snap, the give, straight ahead. No, doesn't look like he's got enough for the first down, Chad. Picks up maybe a couple yards.
Well, actually, I think they missed a handoff. I think Smith either missed a handoff or it was a misread or something. He ended up losing 2 or 3 yards. I think just a miscue offensively on what kind of play was being run.
So that's going to force Licking Valley to punt, and the Bobcats continue to win this battle for field position.
And let's see if they could do something here on the return.
Mitchell, number 42, Eric Mitchell, the punter. And back deep to receive, Lashley and Dylan Van Dyne again. Long count by the Panthers. High snap, Mitchell's got it. Low line drive punt. That's going to go over Van Dyne's head. That's big trouble for the Bobcats. Van Dyne's going to have to let it roll, and I'll tell you what, Mitchell, with one swing of his foot, has just changed the field position in this football game.
And back where Cambridge, back at their own 15-yard line, so that was a great kick and just a misread, and Cambridge is going to have to go to the length of the field.
About a 65-yard punt, it looks like to me. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on their own 15-yard line. A good line drive punt by Eric Mitchell over the head of Dylan Van Dyne. The Bobcats are deep in their own territory. 1st and 10, 2:17 left in the first. This game moving along very quickly, Chad, as everybody's keeping the ball on the ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
Snap, Evancho's got it. He's going to throw a pass. Got a man out there picking up the football. I believe that's number 8, Van Dyne. He's got about 9 yards for the first down. Could be the difference in the, I'm sorry, that's number 9, Ryan Hatmaker. But could be the difference in the game. Bobcats able to throw a little bit.
Yeah, they're just able to work at the outside of the field and had some cushion there with the defensive back and just threw it in the middle of that zone and able to pick up 9 yards close to a first down. And I think they're going to measure.
Officials are going to take a quick timeout, and they are going to take a look at things. And let's see, Eagle Eye, what do you think? Are they going to make it?
I think they're going to be short by about the nose of the football. It looks like the chain is just on the other side of the 25-yard line, and they had that measured within. So the ball placed within there. So let's see what happens.
Chain crew comes out. Let's take a look at it and see. They are close, but I think they're going to be a little bit short. Chad, I think you're right. Always put it on the color guy. Oh, it's a little closer than I thought. Officials taking a good long look at it.
Yeah, just by the nose, about a half chain length. Well, yep.
Oh, that much. Okay, not even a half length of the football. Good call. That's first one on television. Nice job on that one.
And radio can just fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you're up higher, you're up a little bit higher. It's a different advantage.
The picture makes a big difference, doesn't it? That's right.
The TV right in front of you. I can see that.
2nd down and inches to go for the Bobcats now. David Evancho, the quarterback. Bobcats come out a little bit, no, they are single back. They've got 2 to the one side. Evancho with the old goose play straight ahead. Officials blowing the whistle right away, and they're going to say timeout for the Bobcats. So that play will not count.
And Cambridge didn't see something. They saw something they didn't like, and the timeout came from the sideline.
1:47 left in the first now, and Bobcats and the Panthers locked up 0-0. Keep in mind, this game and every other Cambridge High School football game, home game this year, available on DVD, except for the first game. You can order online at yourradioplace.com or just call 432-5605. You know, I kind of wish that would have been around when I was a player. You know, my parents could have had all those candid shots of me on the bench.
They had videotape back then?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
8mm film. That is exactly what we had, too.
At least they knew where to look for you.
It was literally, we spent time in the film room. That's right. All right. 2nd and short now. Bobcats.
Well, I think you're in a position here where you may want to try something down the field as long as you don't make the mistake. It's 2nd and very short.
Got it down to play with. Not a bad call, but they are going to go with the straight goose, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down. In there on the tackle for the Panthers. Getting up from the bottom of the pile. Looks like number 25. That is Hayden Orant.
And just looking at the replay, I mean, he didn't. If he needed 1.5 yards, he wouldn't have got it. The defensive line stuck to their guns as much as they could, but the offensive push there off the snap, just enough for the first down.
Check that. I think number 22, Mitchell, with the tackle on that play. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. 1:28 left in the first. Vancho brings him up again to Sean Lewis, the tailback. Broken eye formation this time. Lewis has got it. A lot of traffic over there, and a good job by the Panthers to get over there and stop that ball. Leading the charge, number 44, Chase Redmond, and so far he's been everywhere for the Licking Valley defense tonight, Chad.
Well, that's the speed of the linebacking core as well. As you see, a great push up front by the defensive line, and just able to free up those linebackers to come in and clean up on the tackle.
Looks like number 42, Eric Mitchell with the tackle, actually, and 22 coming in to clean up Redmond. But I'll tell you something right now. Battle in the trenches, very, very close. The difference so far has been Cambridge's ability to throw the football.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen that since the first drive of the game, so see what Cambridge can do here.
The snap, Avancho's got it, and wow, boy, I'll tell you what, you talk about a fumble on the play, and let's see, it looks like Avancho able to pick that football back up again. Officials trying to unscramble things down there and take a look at it.
A scrum there in the bottom looks like Avancho was able to come up with, and that's the second big hit he's taken in as many drives.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something right now, Chad. At the line of scrimmage, a lot of penetration by the Panthers, and that play never got off the ground. Good pop by one of the defensive backs.
Well, when you put a hat on hat, offensive line on defensive line, it frees up your linebackers and your safety and your defensive backs to come in and make that tackle, and they were able to go. And it looks like that may be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, that's going to do it. The end of the first, and very, very much a battle on the line of scrimmage. The score after one, it's Cambridge nothing, Licking Valley nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this. We are back at McFarland Stadium. Bill Castler, Chad Hibbs with you here. Bobcats and the Licking Valley Panthers locked up in a game of field position. It's 0-0. Cambridge with the football. They've got it third and about 11 on their own 25-yard line. And so far, Chad, these two teams have had to slug it out on the ground.
And it's been a defensive battle, and both defenses have played well. And the Panthers with two sacks there in the first quarter on Avancho, and Cambridge now a third and long.
But the Bobcats have been able to do a little bit in the air so far, and that has been a big difference so far. The reverse, Reese Lashley's got the football, and boy, I'll tell you something right now, that's some good defense right there. Well-schooled is Licking Valley as number 15 comes up to make the hit. That is Josh Geloni, and Geloni stops the reverse.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, and just the penetration, and they stayed in their lanes and guarded against the cutback and the reverse and made that tackle for another 2.5, 3 yard loss.
It looks like actually Dijon Bowers was the one who made the tackle that time, and Bobcats will have to punt it away. Tanner Bollig will be kicking, and back deep to receive for Licking Valley. Looks like number 26, that is Treg Hall. Short punt. And that's going to take a very, very nice Bobcat roll, and again, the punting, very, very key. Bollig, though, down on the ground. Two players, and is there a flag on the play? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. When your punter gets hit, let's see. I don't see any laundry. Officials have a timeout on the field. One of the Licking Valley players is still down.
Now let's see what the call is. I think they're going to call running into the kicker, which would be 5 yards.
Personal foul.
Oh, no.
Roughing the kicker.
Personal foul.
On the defense.
That's going to give the Bobcats
15 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
Fresh set of downs.
Automatic first down.
Huge mistake by Licking Valley. I don't even know if we have it on videotape. Down on the ground. Here it is. Here's the end of the play. Let's take a look at it here.
He was diving for the ball, and looks like he just undercut the punter, and I think maybe he caught a knee or a foot to the midsection.
He did, and it looks like Bollig, fortunately for the Bobcats, went off the field on his own power. Coming off for Licking Valley, that's number 82, Nick Moore, trying to make that block. Unfortunately, he doesn't touch the football, and when you do that and you hit the kicker, that is a personal foul, and the Bobcats with a fresh set of downs. That's a key play, Chad.
Well, and that's one of the mistakes that the Licking Valley Panther coaches were hoping to avoid in tonight's game. And again, the first two games just riddled with mistakes and turnovers, and that's a big one right there where they were looking to get decent field position to start their next drive.
Vancho continues at quarterback for the Cats. Tyler Hardesty in this time at tailback. The snap, the give. Tyler Hardesty's got it, 1st and 10. The 40. The 45, nice game for Hardesty on the outside. He's awful close to a first down, Chad.
Well, and that's something that they were hoping to do with Hardesty and Lewis tonight, take him off the edge. And great blocking right there by the fullback, being able to spring Hardesty around the left-hand side and able to pick up first down.
Looks like a nice job by 45, Doug Burris, to seal the left side of the line that time. So the Bobcats with a fresh set of downs, 10:48 to go now in the second quarter. Still nothing, a scoreless ball game. Evancho, the quarterback. I formation for the Cats, straight ahead. Hardesty's got it again. He runs over one man and is able to pick up a few hard yards that time. Treg Hall, number 26, comes up from the corner to make the tackle.
Yeah, look at this. So this is just pure power by Hardesty. He's able to get him around the corner once again. Just lowers his shoulder right there, lowers the boom, gets across midfield, and pick up some valuable yardage. So it's about 3.5, 4 yards.
Second down and 5 for the Bobcats. Evancho brings him up again, I formation. Hardesty continues at tailback. Kind of a nice luxury for the Bobcats, having two tailbacks this good. They can spell each other, and that makes a big difference in a football game when you're not out there every play, Chad.
Oh, that's right, and it kind of saves your body. And both of them are scoring touchdowns. Both Hardesty and Lewis both have 2 touchdowns. Hardesty a touchdown catch, I think, in week 1. So both of them are contributing to the offense, which has just got to thrill the Cambridge coaching staff.
Gain of 3 on second down as Hardesty goes straight ahead off tackle. Third down and 2 for the Bobcats, now in Licking Valley territory on the 44-yard line. Evancho, the quarterback, that's the stacked I formation. Straight ahead again, Hardesty's got it. He's got some room, continues to work those legs, and he is really close to that first down. Tackle in there by number 22, that's Brock Mitchell. Let's see where the officials mark it.
And look at that, he's just right up the middle of the field and able to take on the offensive lineman again and dragging a couple of them with him, just enough to get to the first down.
And the officials are not going to call for the change, Chad. First down for the Bobcats, and they continue to roll. 9:17 left here in the second. Stacked I formation again for the Bobcats.
This may come down to conditioning.
Straight ahead again. Hardesty's got it. Got a little bit of room. Runs over another man. Takes on the cornerback, I think, this time. Mitch Flowers, number 8.
And they found something off that left side of the offensive line. And again, hat on hat in the middle, able to pull some guards around and able to spring him for another 5-yard gain. And as I said, this is going to be a conditioning game to see how much the offensive line can wear down the defensive line. And now they're picking up chunks of yards, 4.5, 5 yards a carry.
Second down and 6. Stacked I formation once again for the Bobcats. Evancho, the give straight ahead. Hardesty's got it, bounces off one man and picks up 3 or 4 yards on the play. So Cambridge continues to move the football.
And they're hitting the left center, they're the left right of that defensive line, and they see something there that they're running behind and just able to pick it up. As you said, 3 yards in the cloud of dust. That's what this game's going to be tonight.
Maybe that the Bobcats are running behind their strength on the offensive line. Zach Wojciechowski and Sean Hannon, guard and tackle over there. The snap, the give, straight ahead. Hardesty's got it. He's got a hole. The 30. Down inside to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. And I'll tell you what, this is the kind of football that Coach Goodrich likes to see.
That's right, and I think it's something that they've been relying on the last few years. And again, Hardesty able to pick his spots, got around to the outside and turned the ball up the middle of the field. And he's not running very fast, but he's just so difficult to bring down.
I'll tell you what, Coach talked about it last week. Coach Withrow talked about it last week. He gives such a small target. Puts his head down, shoulders, great textbook football running, and very physical. Straight ahead, Hardesty's got it again. This time, the Licking Valley Panthers are all over it. Good job in there by number 12, Matt McLean, the safety coming up to make the tackle. If you see a safety that far back in your backfield, might be a good time to throw the football.
Yeah, or take something counter to the other direction, because right now, Licking Valley is keying on that play. They've run it maybe about 6 times in a row and just able to stop it for a couple-yard loss.
I formation for the Bobcats. It's second down and about 12 to go. Straight ahead this time. Hardesty's got it. He's got a little bit of room up the middle of the field. He's going to take it down inside the 25, all the way down to the 23-yard line, and to bring up a 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, they just went off the right guard that time and able to find some room up the middle of the field and pick up that yardage loss plus some.
7:05, clock continues to roll. And Chad, we talked about it earlier, everybody keeping the ball on the ground. This game moving very quickly.
Yeah, we're just under 7 minutes to go in the half.
Evancho, the quarterback, stacked I again, straight ahead. Hardesty's got it. He's got some room again. Spins off one tackle down inside the 15-yard line. And Cambridge is beating Licking Valley at what they like to do.
Yeah, Cambridge, the offensive line, I give all the credit in the world to those boys from just pushing them back. And then you just give it to Hardesty, which is just another tough guy, another almost defensive linemen carrying the football, and that makes it very, very tough on any defense. And I think right now the coaching staff just wants to call a timeout and talk about this.
Tell you what, you talked about it a little bit earlier. They'd hit the left side of that line a number of times, and all of a sudden Licking Valley began to stack things up. They went back and tried the right side, went right up the middle. Nice job by Cambridge to change things up a little bit, gain some yardage.
That's right, and don't forget tomorrow, big game.
Huge game.
Ohio State football. Listen to every game all season long on WILE 97.7 FM. And
who do we play?
Yeah, USC?
I think, yeah. USC.
Big game. So
Huge
check
game.
out everything. Everything Buckeye football on WILE 97.7 FM all season
I would
long.
rather listen to the Buckeyes play-by-play announcers any day of the week. Jim Lachey, he's one of the best colormen in the business.
It's they have a first-class operation. I'm actually going to be at that game tomorrow night.
Oh, you're going to make it?
Yeah,
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, you scored a big ticket. That is going to be a great football game. I hope the Bucs can win.
So let's see what Cambridge can do here off the timeout by Licking Valley and methodically move the ball down the field.
1st and 10, Bobcats. Now, Cambridge has had a little bit of time to talk things over a little bit. And, Chad, you get in a situation like this, the safeties start coming up a little bit. Might be a little bit good time for that waggle pass.
Now they're going to do it with a stack eye. See what they come up with.
Bobcats challenging this time the right side, and Licking Valley is all over that as Hardesty picks up maybe a yard on the play. Getting up off the bottom of the stack that time looked like number 42, Eric Mitchell, for the Panthers. Gain of 1 on the play. Cambridge continues to slug it out, taking the ball in between the tackles. Tyler Hardesty doing some great work here on this drive. The snap, the give. Hardesty's got it. He tries the left side this time. And Licking Valley coming up with a big stop there. That's number 42, Eric Mitchell, in on the stop. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 9. And Chad, if you're Coach Goodrich, what are you doing?
Well, you're using your strength. It's your offensive line, you're running back, and still trying to put this ball on the ground through the end zone and see what they come up here on 3rd and long. And this may be where you see maybe a play action pass with their tight end.
Cats come up again in the stacked eye, so they continue to challenge Licking Valley's defense right on the line of scrimmage. The snap, the give, straight ahead, no. Evancho's got it, and he is sacked in the backfield. Didn't have a second in there on the tackle. That's number 40, Matt Hummel, one of the linebackers. It's going to bring up a 4th down and very long for the Bobcats. And Chad, I think it's a little bit far for a field goal. You may as well go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, I think you would. Your defense hasn't given up anything, and look at that replay. I mean, it just busted through the offensive line by Cambridge, and Evancho didn't have a chance with that football. It looked like he was going to roll out to his left.
I formation this time for the Cats. Got a couple of receivers split out of Ancho's back. He's got some time. He's looking. Got a lot of pursuit right up the middle of the field. Bobcats, that's number 45, Burris with the catch for Cambridge, and he is very, very close to a 1st down. Great call by Coach Goodrich.
Yeah, and he was just able to elude the pass rush and six guys after Evancho, and just able to find someone in the middle of the field, and I don't think he has it. I think he may be a little short.
And if he's a little bit short, that will turn the ball over to Licking Valley, as that was a 4th down play.
Yeah, they did not get it. Not enough. A great play call, but just couldn't get enough yardage to pick up the 1st down.
So nice job by the Panthers secondary to make the tackle before the Bobcats able to pick up that 1st down. But Licking Valley will have the ball, but deep in their own territory at their own 9-yard line.
I think that was Doug Burris.
Doug was number 45, Doug Burris, who actually made the catch. Good job. Not sure who made the tackle for Licking Valley, but boy, that was key because he was only maybe a yard or 2 away from that 1st down.
Yeah, it was a great play call and able to elude the pass rush and get it to someone, just not enough yards.
Nice adjustment by Burris, too. That was supposed to be right over the middle, and he actually was able to pull the screen a little bit to the right side that time. All right, Smith, the quarterback for Licking Valley. He's back. He's looking, and that pass is blocked. Nice job in there. Good pressure by number 32. That is Kyle Cox.
And he just came right up the middle of the field unblocked, and he almost took the football right out the quarterback's hands.
Coach Johnson likes it. Let's take a look at it.
As he drops back and just shoots that gap, and if he kind of got both paws up there, he could have brought that one back down.
He was pretty close, wasn't he? 4:51 left in the second. We're still at 0-0. No score here. Licking Valley and Cambridge in a slugfest tonight. Smith, the quarterback, comes up, and officials wanting to talk things. There's a flag on the field. Let's see.
Prior to the snap, sideline warning, blue. There's no yardage of that penalty. Still second down.
Sideline warning against the Bobcats. So they'll have to keep the troops back a little bit, it looks like.
I think they were called for one of those last week as well.
There's
Just get excited.
There's a positive to that. They are excited. No doubt about it, yeah. All right, 2nd and 10 now for the Panthers. Smith, the quarterback. Long count again, the snap. He's back. He's looking. A lot of pressure by the Bobcats. He's going to tuck it under and run. They cut him down after a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Nice job out there. Looks like number 6 coming up for the Bobcats. Steve Harris with the tackle.
That just looked like a designed sweep by the quarterback. Quarterback rollout the entire way, and just able to get enough yardage, enough speed to get around the corner, and able to break that arm tackle. Looked like he could have been drugged down for loss, or right there at the line of scrimmage, and able to wiggle free and pick up some positive yardage.
3rd down and 4 for the Panthers. This is a big down right here. Single back. The snap, the give, and nothing doing. The Bobcat defense rises to the occasion that time, Chad. The give to number 26, Trey Hall. He doesn't get anywhere, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
That play just took too long to develop for the Panthers, and by the time the quarterback even handed the ball to the running back, the offensive line for Cambridge is already 2 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage.
Looks like that was either Hatmaker or Van Dyne in there on the tackle. Punting the ball away again for the Panthers. That's Mitchell, and he had a booming punt last time he put his foot into it. 3:40 left in the 2nd quarter. High snap. Mitchell's got it. No rush by the Bobcats. This time a higher punt. One of the Bobcats calling for a fair catch. Dylan Van Dyne has it there. 1st and 10 for Cambridge on their own 45-yard line. And Chad, by the way things have been going here, this could be the last possession of the first half.
And Coach Goodrich is hoping that this last possession first half ends up with 6 or 7 points for the Cats. And they've played well. They've moved the ball. They just haven't been able to stick it in the end zone.
Keep in mind, Bobcat football replays, of course, available Friday at 11 p.m., Saturday at noon and 8, Sunday 2 p.m. and 9 p.m., Tuesday at 11, and Wednesday at 8. So, you know what? With a football game like this, you want to watch it a couple times.
You may have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, there we go. Lewis with the football. Oh, he breaks a tackle on the line of scrimmage. Good job by Deshaun. Picks up about 5 yards on the play right at midfield. Bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Cats.
Again, Cambridge just clogs the middle of the field up, and again, the fullback and the wide receivers are out there making blocks, and Lewis able to pick up a good yardage on the first down play.
We'll call it 4, 2nd down and 6. Evancho still in at quarterback, stacked eye formation for the Bobcats. 2:55 to go in the first half. Snap to give. Lewis has got it this time, and he does not see a bunch of room. He sees a lot of white shirts, Chad, and swarming defense that time by Licking Valley.
Well, in a game like this, it's skill on skill, strength on strength, line on line, and it's just whatever team and whatever player is the strongest. And right now, Cambridge is able to move the ball just a little bit. But you see, this is just a formidable defense. And as you said, Licking Valley 0-2 for the first time in forever. This is a very good football team.
They are an outstanding football team, no doubt about it. They made the playoffs, I think, the last 3 straight years. Shotgun formation. This time Evancho's back. Some good protection. That's a designed run, and he's going to lose about 5 yards on the play, Chad. That's going to bring up a 4th down, and the Bobcats are going to have to punt it away with about 2 minutes left to go in the first half.
Well, I thought there may have been of a penalty. It looks like they just timed the snap perfectly, and Evancho just didn't have any opportunity to set up or make any sort of play or throw the ball down the field. And credit the defensive line for Licking Valley because they were right there on that snap count.
The linebacker, Matt Hummel, in there on the tackle that time, so we're seeing some linebackers shoot the gap for Licking Valley. Bobcat faithful are out in force tonight.
It's a great night for football.
It is. Perfect night. Fall night. It's cool. It's a good night for a game like this. A lot of running. A lot of physical play on the field. So 2:05 left now in the first half. Bobcats are going to have to punt this one away. Let's see who comes back in to punt it away for Cambridge. Licking Valley sends a couple receivers back.
Well, the key so far in the first half is neither team has made that big mistake. There hasn't been a turnover, some penalties here and there, but nothing to hurt anything at the deficit on a scoreboard. But it's been a pretty clean football half.
Bollock is back into punt. That's a good thing to see. He's going to take it's going to be a short punt this time. Bobcats are down to receive it. They're all around the ball, so good coverage by Cambridge. It takes a nice positive roll. 1st and 10, Licking Valley on their own 15-yard line. 1:52 left in the first half with the clock moving.
Well, and what do you say when you go into halftime? Either one of these teams, they're doing what they wanted to do defensively, and the offensive have just kind of paid the price for that, because you're coming up against two very good defensive football teams and a half of football where there hasn't been too many mistakes and only a few penalties here and there that really hasn't hurt.
Stats don't win the game, Chad, but I'll tell you something right now. Cambridge has had the better of it offensively. They've done actually a better job on the offensive side of the ball, but with no points to show for it.
It's still even.
Quarterback number 13, Jake Smith, hands it off, and boy, I'll tell you what, not a whole lot of room, running room there up the middle of the field. That's 26. That's Treg Hall, and every Licking Valley back that's touched the ball has found the going pretty tough.
Right up the middle of that Cambridge defense, and a great open field hit, and just the swarm. It's the gang tackle, and right to the line of scrimmage with a quick play.
2nd and 7, 1:24 left in the first half. Clock continues to roll. Smith, the quarterback, with a long count. The snap. The fire pass out to the one side of the field, and Bobcats are right up on the football. The catch there, it looks like number 28, Jared Schneider with the catch, picks up maybe 3 yards on the play. Clock continues to roll, 1:04 left in the first half.
Yeah, Smith just a lateral pass to Schneider, and Cambridge defensive backs right all over that, and limited to no gain.
That's only their second pass completion of the year, ladies and gentlemen, so not much of a game through the air for Licking Valley. All right, they've got twins out to the left side this time. Quarterback Smith with the long count again. Snap. He fumbles the snap, picks it up. He's going to pick it up around the one side and go. Kyle Cox is right out there to yank him down, and
I think there's a face mask. Face mask penalty on Cambridge.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked like he grabbed him by the back to me, but let's take a look at it on the replay. Maybe we'll get a look at it.
Got the fumble and aware enough to pick it up and keep it, and there.
Yes, face mask is a good call.
Oh, and that could be a 15-yard right there. I think that's kind of what they're discussing. Unless in high school, every face mask is a 15-yard penalty, but just drug him down.
On the defense, yes. 15 yards from the end of the run.
15 yards. It is the personal foul variety, Chad, and that's going to be 15 yards. So the biggest gain of the night for Licking Valley right there.
And it was. It ended up being a busted play, and quarterback Smith able to pick it up and run with it, and got drugged down by his face mask. That's a no-no.
Jake Smith, the quarterback. 1st and 10 for Licking Valley. 25 seconds left in the first half. The clock continues to roll. Man in motion for Licking Valley. The snap. They slip the football back inside. That is number 42, Eric Mitchell with the carry. Not a whole lot of room there. Officials calling a timeout. Excuse me, Licking Valley calling a timeout with just 12 seconds left in the first half.
And look at the replay. Just they tried to sneak the fullback up through there as the quarterback and the tailback they sweep to the left-hand side, and Cambridge had none of it.
Great job, as you said, defensively by both teams. And the defensive game plans, both defensive coaches have to be happy. You got to figure that Coach Goodrich is a little bit happy with his offense. They've shown some signs of being able to move the football.
And see what they can do here in the second half. I mean, I'll be surprised maybe if they don't throw in an option, have Evancho scramble out, and have Hardesty or Lewis behind him, do an option, quarterback sweep. They're going to have to try something outside maybe their comfort zone, maybe a play action pass to the tight end to kind of loosen up that defense a little bit. But one more shot here before the end of the half for Licking Valley.
2nd down and about 7 to go. 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Bobcats back in a prevent. A lot of guys back in the secondary. That's number 2 in there, the quarterback, and up with the catch. Great catch down there. Brandon Trout was the quarterback that time. 4.8 seconds left, and Licking Valley trying to run onto the field to try Another play.
I think they're just going to go down there and snap it. And basically that was just a heave down the left-hand sideline, and hopefully somebody can come up with it. 4.8 seconds.
4.8 seconds, the count. And they're going to down the ball. So great job there by number 2, Brandon Trout, and it was just a heave down the sidelines. Take a look at it here.
Yeah, and he was. He knew he had single coverage on the outside and able to just see how far he could throw it. And in great concentration by the receiver to come down with that football.
Coming down with it for Licking Valley. I believe that's number Green.
Nope, excuse me.
8. That is, or 26. It's Treg Hall. All right, shotgun formation. 2.2 seconds left for Licking Valley. They're going to have one shot at it. Pressure by the Bobcats right over the middle of the field. That is incomplete. That's going to do it at the end of the first half. And Chad, a fitting way, actually, to end the first half. An incomplete pass. The offense stalls again.
Defense it's been a defensive first half of football, and both teams have played well.
Score after one half of play. It's Cambridge nothing, Licking Valley nothing. We'll be back with some halftime activities and stats right after this.
Channel 2.
And the band finds it hard to stay away.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment under the direction of Jim Bach, it's the Cambridge High School Marching Band.
Percussion section band wakes up the band with a feature arranged by instructor Art Hayes. It combines two familiar cowboy tunes, Turkey in the Straw and Hoedown. We call it Turkey Down. Chicago-based rock band Fall Out Boy toiled in near obscurity until the release of their third album titled From Under the Cork Tree. That album sold 2.5 million copies. The Cambridge High School Bobcat Marching Band closes the show with a big song from that album, Sugar, We're Going Down.
Parkside Tasty Treat, home of the famous Parkside Banana Split. It's the students' favorite. Stop after school. Enjoy their hand-dipped velvet ice cream brought in creamy soft serve with 8 flavors of flavor burst, plus shakes, floats, and sundaes. Parkside Tasty Treat next to the big pavilion at the Cambridge City Park.
We are back at Cambridge High School. Bill Castler, Chad Hibbs with you here. Scoreless tie in the first half, Chad, but we do have some highlights to look at. Bobcats and the Panthers in a defensive struggle on the football field.
And it was all defense. Cambridge opened up with a pass in the first drive of the ball game, able to pick up a score, but the rest of the defensive struggle, a sack here on the 5-yard line.
That's Tyler Hardesty.
And then you got a sack. I mean, 4 or 5 sacks on each side of the ball, and right here, Lashley just gets pasted on the reverse. And here's a one good run by Hardesty, able to pick up some decent yards down the left-hand sideline.
Bobcats did have one decent drive, but it stalled deep in Licking Valley territory with that sack right there.
And this is the end of the half, just a kind of a Hail Mary down the left-hand side, and receiver able to come up with it.
Basically, that was the Licking Valley offense.
Well, yeah, that was 50% of it. 25 yards on the ground, 23 through the air, 48 yards total for Licking Valley.
They had 2 backs that had 9 yards apiece on the ground. I mean, Cambridge defense with an outstanding job, but on the other side, you've got to give the Licking Valley defense some credit. They did an outstanding job as well.
Yeah, and just Cambridge, I mean, when's the last time that Cambridge was under 100 yards and a half?
Oh, and I'll
total yards.
I'll tell you something right now. Deshaun Lewis, they really kept him in check. He only had 9 yards, but a great job by that Licking Valley defense. 78 total yards for the Cats in the first half.
Cambridge 41 on the ground, and some of those had some sacks measured in on it. Officially, Tyler Hardesty, 13 carries, 45 yards. Deshaun Lewis, 5 carries for 9 yards, and he gets a couple sacks mixed in there, and Evancho minus 13 yards on the ground. I think at least 4 sacks, 3 or 4 in that first half. He did a little bit better passing, 4 or 5 for 37 yards through the air. And
a couple of completions to Cox, one to Hatmaker, and a big one to Doug Burris.
So Cambridge 41 yards on the ground, 37 through the air, 78 total, so 30 more yards in the first half than Licking Valley. But as you said, this is a defensive half of football, and I think both defensive coaches in the locker room have to be happy with the performance of their players. But now you have to see what little wrinkle can the offense come up with to maybe put some points on the board.
And take that 23 yards away on that one big heave down the sideline for Licking Valley. They've got probably under 30 yards in the first half, so not much offense for either team. Something to keep in mind, Chad, looking for a high school football score, maybe local news, weather, sports, community calendar events, schedules, a webcast of any local game, TV2 broadcast schedule. You can get it all at yourradioplace.com. Listen live to our webcast, plus other video and audio programs. It's all on demand when you want it online. Again, that's yourradioplace.com.
So what do you look keys in the second half?
Boy, I'll tell you something right now. You've just got to generate some offense. And one thing that I noticed in the first half, Cambridge did start out pretty well throwing the ball, Chad. But as the first half went on, Licking Valley, every time Evancho dropped back, they put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Now, I think a couple of those sacks were designed pass plays, and he just didn't have enough time to set up. And I mean, credit the defensive line, the linebackers for putting pressure, continuous pressure on that Cambridge offensive line. Didn't give Evancho a whole lot of time. He was pretty proficient coming in. 9 of 12 for the year, 146 yards, and 3 scores through the air. So we know that the Bobcat offense is capable of moving the ball through the air. Are they going to have time to do it here in the second half?
Got to wonder it, and I'll tell you something else. You've got to give Licking Valley a lot of credit to Sean Lewis. Basically, he was close to 100 yards at the half in the first 2 games. He did an outstanding job. The Panther defense did very, very well containing him. They held him well below his totals, and he's the home run hitter for the Bobcats.
Well, you're looking the first 2 games. He averaged about 150 yards on the ground in those 2 games, and Hardesty doesn't have those sort of numbers, but he had 145 coming into week 3. So you know that the damage is done on the running game, and when you suck 8, 9, 10 players in that box, that's when you throw the ball down the field, and that's what Cambridge has been able to do. But the team speed on defense for Licking Valley has caused the offensive line for Cambridge a little bit of problem tonight.
They do a nice job really basically ball hawking, Chad. When you give the ball to someone, they are right on you with 3 or 4 players in the vicinity of the football. They're not going to give you any room to run. A little bit of deception here. It may make this game turn one way or another. If you can spring somebody, get somebody out in the open, get them the football with some space, it'll make a big difference.
And both of these defense play hat on hats and man on man, and both the defenses have held up well. And now it's going to see, okay, which offensive line can take control of the line of scrimmage, and what quarterback can maybe make that play to push your team down the field, whether it's maybe on the option, whether it's a rollout pass, or maybe it's just a quarterback keeper to give you give your offense a little bit of breathing room and maybe take some shots down the field.
Freshman Devin Francis is getting ready to kick off for Cambridge. Back deep to receive for Licking Valley. That is number 28, Jared Schneider, and number 26, Craig Hall. Squib kick on the ground. One of the up men takes it for Licking Valley. A little bit of room. He's pushing guys out of the way. They're going to bring him down right around the 36-yard line. So some good starting field position for Licking Valley. Number 85 with the football picking it up. That's Alex Radai for the Panthers.
So let's see what Licking Valley can come out here and start the second half with.
They are going to start out with a change. Bryant Trout, number 2, is coming in at quarterback, and he's the one that showed a little bit better arm here in the first half.
Trout was the one that did the pass down the sideline there at the end of the half.
First and 10 for the Panthers. Trout is back. He's going to throw the ball off to the sideline, so they come out throwing right away, and number 85, Radeye, tries to make the catch, goes right through his fingers. Second and 10.
Well, look at the replay. That's just a perfect pass, and he put it right there in the hands of the receiver. Receiver just couldn't bring it in, and maybe thinking about turning up the field before he looked the ball into his hands, but you can't ask for anything more from Trout to put it right out there on the wide side of the field. Tough throw, but able to put it right there. Receiver couldn't bring it in.
Trout, 150-pound junior for the Panthers, and so it looks like a change-up at quarterback for Licking Valley. Right down the middle of the field, there's the flanker. Number 8 with the football for Licking Valley, Mitch Flowers, and a good job by Flowers, the split end actually. And Licking Valley with a good positive gain, and that's something the Bobcats are going to have to watch, and they may have to pull their safeties back a little bit, Chad.
Well, what he did, he just came off the right-hand side and into the middle of the field, and just basically kind of did a post pattern right into the middle of the field, right into the void in the middle of the Cambridge zone, and able to pick up a pretty good yardage there in that pass play.
Trout, the quarterback, up under center again, split backs for the Panthers. First and 10. Licking Valley through the air now, back. Deep in the corner, looking. Nice defense there, and let's see, I believe that for the Bobcats, that's number 23. That's Ford.
Trout has a lot of faith in his arm. Looking on the replay, he's just dropping back and just heaving the ball down the field, and then almost came up with a reception. Cambridge defender back there just able to get a hand on it and knock it down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he basically threw it up for grabs, but he does have a lot of faith in those receivers, no doubt about that. Second down and 10 now for the Panthers as they try to open things up a little bit, try to get that running game going by throwing the ball. The snap to give, straight ahead, and nothing doing. The Bobcat defense is all over the football again. Looks like number 42, that's Mitchell with the football, and he picks up 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up a third down and 8 to go. Panthers with the ball on the Bobcat 40-yard line.
And just able to hand it back to the T, and able just to turn around and hand it back to the fullback, and just not a whole lot of movement off that defensive line again.
Split backs again. Trout continues at quarterback. Long count by Trout. The snap, he's back. He's looking right over the middle of the field, and that time a little bit of miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver. Receiver did a little bit of an in. It was number 8, Mitch Flowers, and Trout throws it to the outside.
Yeah, he just threw it behind the receiver, and it looked like he was expecting the receiver just to run down the seam. And if he did, that play would have been open. So again, some miscommunication, another mistake, and it may cost Licking Valley a first down and maybe a touchdown.
And the element of surprise. You got to figure the Bobcats are going to be looking for Trout to throw a little bit more than Smith did. All right, number 42, Eric Mitchell back to punt. Dylan Van Dyne and Reese Lashley are back deep to receive for the Bobcats. Long count by Licking Valley. Mitchell's got it. The snap. He's got a nice punt deep into Bobcat territory, and it's going to roll out. Did it go through the end zone? Officials are saying touchback. Bobcats with a break. They'll have it first and 10 on their own 20.
Yeah, a great punt. Trying to coffin corner kick and almost able to pull it off, but Licking Valley just couldn't be able to get a hold of possession of that football.
10:21 left now in the third quarter. Bobcats with their first possession, and keep in mind, after the game, we will be awarding our Player of the Game certificate. And Chad, the way this is going, we might have to pick a defensive player.
Yeah, someone along those defensive line, and both defenses have played well, and Cambridge able to hold here in the first drive of the second half.
Any way you look at it, somebody's going to walk away with some hot, delicious Wally's Pizza. All right, Deshaun Lewis for the Bobcats. He comes out, nice gain on first down for Cambridge, all the way out to the 26-yard line. So Cambridge comes out putting the ball on the ground.
Well, again, they're picking on the right-hand side of that defensive line for Licking Valley, and Cambridge with Lewis able to turn that corner and pick up some positive yardage, lowers his shoulder, and gets about another 3 yards after initial contact.
Some good hard running by Deshaun Lewis. But the great thing about Deshaun Lewis, you got to keep in mind, he is only a sophomore. The snap, the give. Lewis has it again, jammed up this time at the line of scrimmage. Number 42, Eric Mitchell, and he's been all over the field tonight. In addition to punting, well, he's the fullback and he's one of their outstanding linebackers.
Well, what they did was just clog up the line and just didn't give Lewis anywhere to run. It was supposed to go there just off tackle, and they plugged that hole, and kept Lewis to no gain.
3rd down and about 4 to go for Cambridge. Vancho, the quarterback, 1 setback. That's Lewis. They give him the football, the pitch. He's got it on the right side. He's got some room out there. He's going to have the 1st down all the way out to the Cambridge 34. Nice call by Coach Goodrich.
Well, that play was just designed to utilize Lewis's speed. It's just a pitch out to the right-hand side, and you're just hoping to get Lewis in some open field and see what he could do, and able to kind of kick it into another gear and take it around that corner and pick up the 1st down.
9:07 left in the 3rd quarter with the teams keeping the ball on the ground. It moved pretty quickly, although you have to give Licking Valley some credit in that last series, Chad. A nice job of changing things up. Vancho, the quarterback, 1 setback. This time they'll try the left side. Lewis has it again. Did a good job that time by the Licking Valley defense. They hit him at the line of scrimmage. Gains 1 if he's lucky.
Yeah, just didn't have any place to run. The hole wasn't there on this play, and they're calling for an official timeout. Maybe equipment failure there on the Licking Valley side, but they tried to maybe run the same play the opposite side of the field, and great play by the Licking Valley defense just closed that hole and didn't give Lewis any room to bounce it to the outside.
Gains maybe a half yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9. Shotgun formation this time for the Bobcats. Vancho with the snap. He's back. He's looking. They're going to get it inside. That's Hatmaker with the football. He's going to pick up a few yards, stretches it out all the way to the 41-yard line, and going to bring up a crucial 3rd down and about 4 for Cambridge.
A little bubble screen. This play is designed to get your offensive line out in front of your wide receiver, but great open field tackle by
Dijon Bowers, number 4.
And he was just able to make a great open field tackle. That looked like that could pick up another 10, 15 yards, but just able to kind of cut the legs out from underneath them. A great design on the play, just a great defensive tackle.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if Bowers doesn't make that play, he could be off to the races. No doubt about it.
And right down the middle of the field, and he had a convoy out in front of him. Yeah, you had the entire left-hand side of that defensive line rumbling down offensive line rumbling down the field for the Bobcats.
Key 3rd down for the Cats. 3 yards to go on 3rd down. Straight ahead, Lewis has got it. He's got a hole. The 45, the 50, into Licking Valley territory, about the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Bobcats.
That was a great play. And that was Lewis just taking that extra step and getting the ball there to the outside. Again, hat on hats, match up, able to find the hole, left-hand side, and able to pick up the 1st down and some pretty positive yardage across midfield.
Again, Dijon Bowers finishing things off, the defensive end making the tackle and possibly saving a touchdown. Stacked I formation for the Cats on 1st down now. Quick count, the give, straight ahead. Lewis has got it, not a whole lot of room, picks up maybe a half yard.
It was Eric Mitchell who blew up that play and just got into the backfield. He could almost take off the handoff. And look here on the replay, if he would have went for the quarterback, that could have been a fumble.
I'll tell you something right now. I don't know if they're brothers or not. Brock Mitchell, 22, and 42, Eric Mitchell. They have been all over the place tonight, haven't they?
Well, he took out the fullback, and Vancho was just able to hand the ball off to Lewis. So great defensive play, and now 2nd and long.
2nd and 9 again. Stacked I formation for Cambridge. Deshaun Lewis is the tailback of Vancho, the quarterback. Long count by the Bobcats this time. The snap, the give, no. Vancho's got it. He's looking. Now they pressure him. Now he's going to turn it back up the field. Vancho all the way inside the 40 to the 38. Keeps running, pushes it down to the 35. Great job, great decision by Vancho.
Well, and that was a designed pass play, and he didn't see anything down the field that he wanted to do. He felt the pressure coming, and you see here on the replay, it was a rollout pass to the right, felt the pressure coming from the outside, stepped it up, and he's able to use his speed and offensive blocks down the field, and right there, bounced off a tackle and able to pick up 3 or 4 more yards.
1st and 10 Bobcats, 6:37 left here in the 3rd quarter. This could be a key drive as one of these teams needs to score some points. Straight ahead, the give. Lewis has got it, and boy, they barely got that handoff off that time, Chad.
Well, I think when you saw on the previous play, the long count, they're just trying to change up the snap count because right now it looks like Licking Valley is all over it. And able to bust through that line, and Lewis just tripped up as he was trying to find some open field off the left-hand side of that Cambridge line.
Another 2nd and long now, 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats, and the officials want to talk things over here. Looks like a little equipment timeout.
Lewis looks a little winded.
He does look a little bit winded. Stacked I formation for the Cats with 6 minutes left. Officials checking with each other, making sure the ball is set. Avancho, the quarterback, the snap, the give, straight ahead. Lewis has got it. The 30, the 25, and he is down close to another first down. Bobcats continue to pick up yardage in between the tackles.
Yeah, maybe he was just baiting the defense a little bit, but again, great kick out block by the wide receiver, able to get up the middle of the field and pick up the first down as he comes off the field. I think Hardesty back in now.
45, Doug Burris with a nice block down the field as well. Stacked I formation for the Bobcats. 1st and 10, Cambridge. 5:42 left in the third. Avancho, the quarterback, with the snap. The give. Straight ahead, that's Hardesty in the football game now. Nice change of pace by the Bobcats, and we talked about it earlier. It is a luxury to have two tailbacks like Hardesty and Lewis.
Well, and Lewis, almost every play except for the long run there by Avancho, he was involved in every single play, and he had needed to come out and take a blow. And right now, Hardesty in. And right now, you're almost under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, each team with one possession.
This drive eating up a lot of clock, no doubt about it. Power I formation that time for the Cats. Avancho got a man out there. Pass is complete. Picking the ball up for Cambridge and tackled down inside the 20-yard line. Let's see who gets off the bottom of that.
Maybe?
It could be. Let's take a look here. I'm taking a look at these numbers. These black numbers are a little bit harder to read. And yes, that is number 13 for the Bobcats, Nick Snellgrove. Good call, Chad.
And he had a great block on the previous play down the field when Lewis sprung his big run.
Stacked I formation for the Cats. Avancho's got it. Hardesty's going to bounce it out to the left side. Runs over one man. A lot of Licking Valley tacklers out there. He's not going to pick up a whole lot, but he's going to pick up some positive yards, and he's close to that first down.
Well, and this is where the conditioning comes in. Right now, the Cambridge offensive line and the running backs and the fullbacks and the tight ends are just wearing out this Licking Valley defense. And when you can lower your shoulder right there like Hardesty just did, that's just an extra incentive to get out there and make those blocks a little harder because you know your running backs are doing it.
Chain gang coming out again, Chad. All right, Eagle Eye, tell me, did they make this one or not? I think they're close. I think they're a little bit short, possibly.
I think they may have it by the nose of the football.
Official spotting it.
Oh, you're right. Oh.
Short by maybe a yard. So that's going to bring up now a fourth down and a big call here for Coach Goodrich. What do you do, Chad?
I think you'll see a quarterback sneak. I think you just see Avancho just take the snap and put his head down and follow those big offensive linemen.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Licking Valley did a nice job the last time Cambridge tried the goose play. I don't know. I think that I may go with Hardesty with the way he's been running hard. But you're right. When you run a handoff, you run the risk of some penetration.
Well, and with the break and bring the chains out and they'll have to reset them, the defense gets a little bit of a breather.
Stacked I formation, fourth down, about a yard to go. Hardesty the tailback, Avancho the quarterback. 4:18 left in the third quarter. Big play, long count. Avancho wants to take a timeout and talk things over, and I'll tell you what, as big as this play is, Chad, not a bad idea.
Well, and I think that play was just designed for the hard count for Avancho to see if they can draw him off sides to get the easy first down, and Licking Valley didn't bite. And Avancho limping a little bit coming off the field.
Keep in mind, great football game tonight. You can have it on DVD. Order online at yourradioplace.com or just call 432-5605. And I'll tell you what, if I'm a senior, it would be a great thing to have as many games as I could in my senior year on DVD.
Well, yeah, great holiday presents for the holidays coming up, and just a very, very cool keepsake.
Well, order online, yourradioplace.com. Give us a call out at AVC Communications, 432-5605. 4:11 left in the third quarter. Big fourth down play coming up. And I'll tell you what, it's been man on man, hat on hat, helmet on helmet. It's been real physical, and this could be the ball game right here. Stacked I formation for the Cats. Fourth down and short to go for Cambridge. And you called it, Chad, the goose play. Avancho's got it. It's going to be close. I think that he has got enough for that first down.
Yeah, I think he may have it by at least a half a yard. And great push there up the middle of the Cambridge offensive line. And that's where you just tap the big boys on the shoulder and say, great play. and just able to move it.
Good job by the middle of that line. And let's give some credit out to number 52, Caleb Gunn. 75, Zach Wojciechowski. 79, Sean Hannon for the Bobcats on that side of the line. 1st and 10, Cambridge. Vancho, the quarterback, straight ahead. Hardesty's got it. He runs into number 72 for Licking Valley. That is Ricky Wide, defensive tackle.
And this is where Cambridge had some problems in the second period and second quarter. And you look at this defense, especially defensive line, just tightens up. The linebackers come in and clean it up. But this is where Cambridge drive stalled in the second quarter, where they looked like they were coming in and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, the safeties come up, the secondary comes up, more men in the box, like you talked about earlier.
Well, and Evancho gave up the big sack.
Straight ahead, Hardesty's got it. The 10, the 5, touchdown, Bobcats.
I think he stepped out at the 2 or 3. I don't think he was able to turn the corner. I think he's out at the 3.5, 4 yard line.
See where the officials decide to mark it. He is awfully close to a first down if he didn't get the touchdown.
He's going to run right there on the left-hand side of your TV screen and just couldn't keep his balance to turn the corner.
He just could not keep it out. You're right. Good call there. Good play there. I think, again, number 4 on the corner, Dijon Bowers, the defensive end, making another nice play to save a touchdown for Licking Valley. Bobcats have it on the 4 yard line. 3rd down. They can get a first down. They've got 4 yards to go for the touchdown. Stacked I formation for the Cats. Hardesty, the tailback, straight ahead. Hardesty's got it. I don't think that he has it. But at this point, you've got a decision now, Chad, because this basically is an extra point. Any points are big. Do you bring Bollock out to kick it?
I would.
That's exactly what I'd do.
Because, I mean, what happened when Cambridge went for the long third down there in the second period, Evancho got the big sack, and they went to it on 4th and long and wasn't able to pick it up and wasted good field position. So I think they're going to call a timeout and official timeout and come and see just how short this spot is. And Cambridge is going to take some time to talk about what they're going to do.
I do think they're short, too, this time. Let's see what the call is.
I'll go with you. You're right last time.
I'd like to be wrong this time. How about that? They are going to be about a half yard short, it looks like.
It doesn't look like the kicking team is coming on the field.
Bobcats are going for this straight away. This is a crucial play. It goes big either way, Chad. Licking Valley makes the stop here. They get the momentum, even though they got the ball deep in their own territory. Cambridge gets it. They've got a fresh set of downs and a chance to score a touchdown.
I think you may see something come off tackle on this play. I don't think you'll see Cambridge try to test the middle of that line again.
Could be. Smash mouth football at its best. Bobcats coming up in the stacked I formation. Licking Valley pulling everybody up on the line of scrimmage straight ahead of Ancho's got it. And boy, I'll tell you something right now. The Licking Valley players are saying no, but I think he's got it.
Again, testing.
Depends on the spot.
And it's just so difficult for the officials to make a call to where the ball ended up. And if you look at him right now, I mean, it looks like a first down.
Oh, it does. Very much so. Looks like he got about a yard on the play. That's an easy first down.
Gutsy call by the coaching staff.
Got to admit it. And I'll tell you something right now. Kudos to the offensive line. They got that first down.
And they've been instrumental this entire drive. And they're going to try to finish it off with 6 points.
Stacked I formation, 2:43 left in the third. Penalty flags are down usually. That is a sign of an offensive penalty, and that would be huge at this point.
Offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Off the right-hand side of that line for Cambridge.
Procedure. And that hurts a lot. That takes the ball back to the 6 yard line, and those 5 yards are going to be tough yards to get back, Chad.
Well, and Evancho is, especially on this drive, has kind of been using the hard count to draw Licking Valley off sides, and I think it just worked to their detriment this time, and the right side jumped for Cambridge.
Officials start the clock, stacked I formation.
Fumble.
And a fumble on the play,
wow.
And don't tell me Licking Valley has this. Yes, they did. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Key turnover for the Bobcats.
Chase Redmond came up with that ball, and it doesn't look like Evancho even was able to get that ball away from center, and I think he is down.
He did go back in after the fumble. Boy, I'll tell you what, this could hurt the Bobcats, as Evancho he's done a great job as a field general here in the last couple weeks.
And I think that was a drive right there.
That was the first down, actually,
just to pick
right
up
there.
the first down.
Oh, he's getting up. Okay. And limping back to the huddle is Avancho, but they're going to have to take him out to the sidelines as Licking Valley with the football. A huge, huge mistake for the Bobcats.
And you went for the first down and able to get it, then a procedure penalty, then the fumble on the exchange. And right now, Licking Valley dodged a bullet and take over on their own 10.
Trout, the quarterback for Licking Valley again. 1st and 10 for the Panthers inside their own 10. The snap.
And fumble.
Fumble on the ground. Let's see if the Bobcats have come up with this one.
Now Trout falls back down on it.
Good job by Trout. Boy, I'll tell you what, that could be the difference in the game. And Licking Valley has had a lot of problems with fumbles this year.
And here's the Cambridge fumble. Let's just see. Yeah, he didn't get the snap cleanly. Then he was just pushed out of the way by his offensive lineman. Looked like for pass protection and just could not get back to the football. Tough break.
Yeah, real tough break. 2nd down now, and looks like around 13 to 12 to go for Licking Valley. Deep in their own territory. The snap, the give. Straight ahead. And maybe a gain of about 6 on the play. That is Treg Hall. He'll take it out to right around the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 6.
Well, both the offense and the defense should be rested for Licking Valley and Cambridge. And we're just under $1:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And this is just the 2nd offensive possession for Licking Valley in the half.
Big 3rd down now for the Panthers. Trout, the quarterback, has shown a more of a tendency to throw for Licking Valley. The snap. Trout's back. Going to throw that sideline pass, and he had a man out there, but Chad, again, miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. Mitch Flowers was not ready to make his cut.
No, and I think that the ball was. I think this is a quarterback mistake. I think the ball was thrown behind him, and he was looking to have it. Well, either that or he
Two receivers in the area. It's hard to say what he was going for.
He overthrew one and underthrew the other, and he just did not put it in the correct spot. And I think that's on the quarterback. Again, he just took a step back and just threw the ball, and I'm not sure whether I think he was just throwing to an area, hoping that one of his receivers is going to be there.
All right, Dylan Van Dyne. Reese Lashley back deep to receive the punt for Mitchell, who's been really money. Oh, high snap. Boy, the Bobcats, they put any pressure on Mitchell, and I'll tell you something right now. Oh, another huge punt by Mitchell. Look at this. Mitchell has he's bailed them out twice tonight with long punts. He's got a great leg.
Well, and you also have to look at the Cambridge special teams not getting back here to field that kick. You know what? Start a little bit, then you can run up and catch the ball. And they had the return set on, so you're not afraid of Licking Valley come down and blasting you as soon as you catch it. And I think that's just a mental mistake by Cambridge not being able to get back there and field the ball.
Huge punt by Mitchell. Takes the ball all the way back to the Bobcat 26-yard line. Deshaun Lewis will be the tailback. That's a 59-yard punt by Mitchell. Lewis, they turn him back up inside. Not a whole lot of room for Deshaun. He, in fact, may lose 2 yards. Good job again by that Licking Valley defense.
And Lewis saw most of the plays there in that initial drive for Cambridge. A little winded. And as you see on the replay, he had to bounce it back inside. That play was designed as a pitch to roll out and get to the outside. And great defense there by Licking Valley, forcing him back up the middle for no gain or a loss about a half a yard.
High formation for the Bobcats. Avancho, the quarterback. He's back. He's looking. He's got a man out there. That's Kyle Cox, 32 with the football. He'll be put down right away, right on the 32-yard line. Nice job out there by number 85, Alex Radeye for the Panthers. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and, probably pretty long for Cambridge here. I think maybe 3rd and 10.
I think he may just got back to the original line of scrimmage. And now that is the last play of the 3rd period. 0-0 on the scoreboard, Bill.
Going to do it. One long drive by the Bobcats, but still nobody with any points. And 0-0 after 3. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right after this.
Dr. Edward Colby is proud to support the Cambridge Bobcats. Teamwork is the key to success.
According to FBI statistics, crime is on the rise. Wouldn't you like an extra layer of security? Call Dennis Hardesty at Marathon Alarms, 439-5300, for a free security analysis. Marathon Alarms goes the extra mile to provide 24-hour residential and commercial fire and security services. Marathon also provides customers with medical alert services to help provide comfort and security to those living alone. Whatever your security needs, call Dennis at Marathon Alarms at 439-5300.
We're back at Cambridge High School, and Chad, any points are big points at this point.
Yeah, the turnovers are looming large for Cambridge. A fumble and a turnover on downs at the end of the first half.
Evancho, the quarterback, and again, good pressure by the Licking Valley defense in there right away for the Panthers. Number 44, Chase Redmond.
And you just see this right here, and Evancho didn't have a chance. I don't know if it was a blown assignment or he just shot the gap and just chased Evancho down. And again, he's limping, and it's a 4th down for the Bobcats.
And they'll have to punt it away. So Licking Valley will get a chance to see what they can do on offense.
Let's see if Trevor Wilson may come in on the next drive for Cambridge, next offensive possession.
Ballack, the punter for the Bobcats. Bollock, excuse me. Snap, he's got it.
A short punt.
Short, high punt. And it's going to take a Cambridge roll, but it's going to be in Cambridge territory, so a big break for Licking Valley. They've got the ball on the Bobcat 40-yard line, 11:08 to go in the football game.
I think that one just went off the side of his foot and just
bad time for a bad punt.
Wasn't able to get the length on it.
First and 10, Licking Valley Panthers.
So Cambridge defense going to have to come up big on this possession.
Trout, the quarterback. Brian Trout, the snap, the give. Straight ahead, he's got a wide open, a huge hole. 26, Trey Hall with a big gain all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Well, you could see that at the beginning of the play. Cambridge overloaded the left-hand side of their defensive line. That's where everybody was. Linebackers are going to come in on a blitz. They turn up and run up the left-hand side, and wide open, no one there to make the tackle. So Cambridge blitzed themselves right out of that play. Great speed by Licking Valley to turn that ball up the field.
A little bit of misdirection there by Coach Jim Ballman. Trout, the quarterback again, under center, split backs for the Panthers. The give, straight ahead, that's Hall. Not much room this time. Bobcats clogged that play up after a gain of about 3 yards on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 7.
On the previous play, that may be the effect of having Trout in the game, as Cambridge was expecting him to throw the ball, trying to get the linebackers in on the blitz, able to hand the ball up on the left-hand side and able to pick up good yardage. But now when they were expecting the run, just a minimal gain as Cambridge, the center of that defense, holds solid.
Short count, quick count, straight ahead. Hall's got it. This time, Licking Valley finding some holes. They've got the ball down to the 15-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Bobcat defense has to stand up, make a turnover here. Don't know what kind of a kicker that Licking Valley has, but that could end up being key to this game, Chad.
And defensive line just pushed back on the initial push on the offensive line and able to get the running back into the secondary for Cambridge up the middle of the field again.
Trout, the quarterback, split backs again. This time he gives it to Mitchell, the fullback, straight ahead, and Licking Valley is starting to find some holes in the Cambridge defense.
Cambridge defense kind of getting up off the field a little slow. They may be caught off a little off guard, and players limping and hands on their hips, and looks a little winded at this point. And Licking Valley offense looked fresh, and the offensive line just pushing Cambridge back.
2nd down and 3 to go for the Panthers. They've got the ball inside the Cambridge 10-yard line. Trout. Short, quick count. Hall's got it, and he's got some room. He's got it down inside the 5. 1st down for the Panthers all the way down to the 3-yard line.
And this time they run off the right-hand side of that line and just able to get just enough out of the reach. And it'll pick up the 1st down.
on the 4-yard line now. First and goal for the Panthers. Big series of down for the Bobcats. Do they have the answer defensively? First real Licking Valley drive of the night. Power I formation for the Panthers. Straight ahead, Hall's got it. Not a whole lot of room, a lot of blue shirts there, Chad. Maybe a yard.
Cambridge with the run blitz able to get to the backfield and to stop Licking Valley for a loss. I mean, now you're asking for the prototypical goal line stand. 0-0 midway through the fourth quarter. And it's a test of wills at this point.
Absolutely, and boy, something to keep in mind with the way both these teams are. The clock is being eaten alive by the way these offenses work. Power I formation for the Panthers. Everybody between the tackles. Trout, the quarterback's got it. He's got some room. He is in for a touchdown, and that could do it right there, Chad. Tough break for the Bobcats. 8:10 to go in the football game. First score, 6-0 Licking Valley.
Well, with the split backs and the tailback, and you had 3 guys in the backfield, Cambridge expecting Licking Valley to run up the middle. That's where they had all the defensive players, and Trout just tucks it underneath his arm, go off the right-hand side into the end zone.
Give Coach Randy Ballman a lot of credit for that call right there. Kicking the extra point for Licking Valley, number 1, Jordan Harble, the kicker. 6-0 Licking Valley. Snap. It's down, it's up, and it's no good. That could be very, very key, just 6-0. So the Bobcats still with a chance here to do something offensively, Chad, with 8:10 left in the game.
And the offense is going to come out and have to answer. And I know that the offense is going to throw. And here's the touchdown again. And everyone expecting the play for Cambridge defense to go up the middle. And Trout just sticks it on his arm and goes off the right-hand side of the line and able to sneak in there for the touchdown.
Got to give Coach Randy Ballman a lot of credit for changing to Bryant Trout. He's done a much better job than the initial quarterback, Jake Smith, did of moving this Panther team.
Well, and I think the coaching staff just realized or maybe hoped that Trout had a little bit bigger arm. And again, he came in at the end of the first half and able to throw that ball down the field for the 28-yard gain there at the end of the half. And he's shown some fortitude here. And don't forget, everything Ohio State football. Listen to every game all season long on WILE 97.7 FM.
They've got kind of a big game this week, don't they, Chad?
Big game.
I think kind of a big game. Let's see, the number 3 ranked USC Trojans come to Columbus this week.
Be
pretty big.
Should be fun to watch.
Fun to watch.
And listen to.
Exactly. All right. Licking Valley ready to kick it away. Squib kick on the ground. One of the Cambridge upbacks is going to take the ball, and falling on it there, that is number 13 for the Bobcats, Nick Snellgrove. Cambridge will start there. 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. And Chad, the Bobcats have to be able to put this drive away. They've got to do something. They have been able to kick the ball down the field a couple of times tonight. Haven't been able to put any points on the board.
Well, and it's that Licking Valley defense, and Cambridge made a couple of mistakes, but this defense has just beaten up on the Bobcats, and so is the Bobcat defense on Licking Valley, and everyone limping and scrounging around.
I formation. Look at fumble for the Bobcats. A nice play. One of the Licking Valley players knifing in there. That is number 42, Eric Mitchell. And I'll tell you something right now. You've got to give the Panthers some credit. They smell blood.
Yeah, and Sean Hannum was able to come up with that. Again, looks like, I'll tell you what, a great defensive play and able to get in the backfield and tackle Lewis before he had a chance to get the ball. And looked like number 42, Eric Mitchell, able to get in there and disrupt that handoff. And they have timed the snap count a couple of times.
Maybe I'll tell you what, with the clock stopped, maybe you got to go with a little bit longer count. Vancho's back, screen pass right up the middle of the field, and nice job there. Picking up the pass for the Bobcats is number 41, Riley Rogers, but Riley, not a whole lot of room. He maybe gets back the yards they lost on the first play.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play call, but as you see, the defense reads it all the way and able to get back and make that. Look,
there he is, Mitchell again, number 42.
A triangle of players for Licking Valley able to make that tackle. They recognized it immediately. They saw the back slip out and able to get in position to make the tackle.
I'll tell you something right now, that number 42, Eric Mitchell, he has been everywhere tonight for Licking Valley. It seems like there's been a key play. He's been right in the middle of it for the Panthers. offensively or defensively. All right, Evancho, the quarterback, 3rd and 10.
Another blitz.
Going to try another screen, and this one is knocked down by Licking Valley. Coming in hard and fast, number 15, Josh Geloni, and he knocks it down, 4th down. Bobcats will have to punt it away.
You can see the blitz coming, and when you usually on a screen pass like that, you're asking for the back to at least kind of chip the defensive line or linebacker coming into the blitz just to kind of slow him down a little bit, and that just didn't happen, and able to get a paw on the ball and knock it down, and Cambridge here is going to have to punt deep in their own end.
All right, kicking the ball away for the Bobcats. Let's see, that is number 1, Tanner Bollick. Back deep to receive for the Licking Valley Panthers, 26, Treg Hall, 28, Jared Schneider. Gets the ball off, and fair catch called for. Hall gets it down to the 38-yard line.
And now it's going to be up to the Cambridge defense to kind of hold. It was a quick 40-yard drive and a last possession for Licking Valley, and able to stick it in the end zone on the quarterback keeper around the right-hand side.
Just 6.5 minutes left in this football game, and right now the clock is the enemy of the Bobcats. They need the football, and they need it now.
Let's see if the defense has a couple defensive calls with some run blitzes. They're going to have to get in the backfield and drag it down for some loss or no gains.
I'll tell you what, you've got to figure they're going to keep it on the ground straight ahead, and a little bit of room right up the middle that time. That's Craig Hall again. Nice gain on 1st down, gain of about 4. Going to bring up a 2nd down and about 6 to go for the Panthers.
And just running right up in the gut of that Cambridge defensive line. And it's been a hard-fought game, and both of these teams have just been pounding on each other. And this is where conditioning, you just need to, you know what, grab another level, lace your boots up, and let's go.
We talked about playing up a notch. The Bobcats have played up a notch, but you got to give Licking Valley some credit. They've got the only points on the board, 6-0 Panthers. The handoff back inside, that is number 44 for the Panthers. 44, the running back is Chase Redmond. He's going to take it out. He's got a 1st down. That's a big play. Nice play call here.
And again, right up the middle of that Cambridge defense, just kind of like the counter. And just Cambridge just couldn't make the tackle, and Redmond, 4 Bobcat defenders to bring him down.
Ball on the 49-yard line of Licking Valley. 1st down and 10, 5:43. Clock continues to roll here in the 4th quarter.
Cambridge with 2 timeouts left.
Brian Trout, the junior quarterback, brings them up again. Panthers with the football, straight ahead. Treg Hall's got it. Fighting ahead for yardage. Good job that time by the Bobcats defensively. Gain of about 2, but at this point, Licking Valley just running some clock, I think.
Well, and you know what they're going to do. Now you just have to stop it. You know what's coming. You know they're not going to put the ball in the air. Now you just have to be in a position to make the tackle.
2nd down, 8 to go.
2nd and 8 now, ball at the 49-yard line.
5 minutes exactly now left in the ball game. Clock rolling.
We'll see how many players Cambridge puts in the box.
They're going to bring a lot of people up. Power I formation. Oh, and one of the Licking Valley offensive linemen shoots the gap, and that's going to be procedure against the Panthers.
Well, you look at that, all 11.
Fire the snap. Full start. Offense, 5 yards from the original line. Still 2nd down.
You can see that 11 players within 4 yards of that football for Cambridge.
2nd 13, ball on the 46-yard line.
I think number 58 there, Josh Gordon, either didn't hear the snap count or he heard his own and then went.
Not one player outside of the hash marks.
Nope.
Okay, now we've got 1. Steve Harris is out there. Not too many. I mean, it's all inside now. Straight ahead, power I formation. And the Trout with the keeper, he's going to get it to the outside. They push him out of bounds. That's actually kind of big, Chad. That stops the clock with 4:28 left. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play.
Yeah, great play to get him out of bounds. And quarterback keeper, which is the exact same play they ran on the other side of the line for the touchdown.
We'll call it a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4, a very, very big down. And I'll tell you something right now, we are in 4-down territory for Licking Valley, no doubt about it. If he doesn't get it here, I think he'll go for it on 4th. Let's see what happens on 3rd. Power I, straight ahead. And he's not going to have a whole lot in there. That's Treg Hall with the carry. Maybe picks up a yard. It'll bring up a fourth and probably about 2 or 3 to go for Licking Valley. What's your call, Chad?
I think you just drop back and punt. And as you see on the replay, Cambridge did a good job of just clogging up the line. And I think the way that your defense is playing, drop back, punt it, pin Cambridge deep, and make them go the length of the field in under 4 minutes.
Let's see what the call is. I don't see the punter coming in. I think that he's going to roll the dice and go for it, my friend.
I'll be surprised if they don't get to the line, trying to draw the offsides and call a timeout and drop back and punt.
That may be the whole goal right here.
Or they're just going to run as much time as they can off the clock before they call a timeout.
That may be it too. And that is exactly what's going to happen right now.
Well, they took the delay game penalty.
And now they're going to bring the punter in. They're going to give, and I'll tell you what, with the leg that Mitchell has, might be a good idea to give him a little bit more room.
Offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
I think that right there they were just thinking run as much time as we possibly can. 5-yard penalty isn't going to hurt us. And hopefully you can still pin Cambridge back deep.
Bobcats need to play on special teams now. Reese Lashley, Dylan Van Dyne are back deep to receive. Eric Mitchell, the punter, and he has a good leg. Let's see if the Cats rush this time. Been a couple high snaps for Licking Valley. Long count. Snap right in this time. A little rush by the Bobcats. Line drive, punt. That ball is going to go out around the 5-yard line. Great job by Mitchell again.
And Cambridge kind of looking at what they can do. Looking at what they could do. They sent pressure. They sent pressure, and they just wasn't able to get to Mitchell in time. And another corner kick, and able to get the ball out of bounds on the 7-yard line.
Tell you what, Chad, we've got to at some point start thinking about our player of the game, and this is going to be a tough decision with this 6-0 game. I'm thinking we almost have to go with somebody on the defense. Vancho with the low snap, looking on the outside. He's got a man out there, picking up some yardage, dodging one tackle, getting the ball all the way out to the 21-yard line. That is Ryan Hatmaker, number 9.
Actually, that may be number 8.
Maybe let's take a look at it. I get them mixed up all the time.
Great pass by Vancho, able to get it outside. Looked like he may have fumbled this.
That is number 8. That's Dylan Van Dyne.
And he was out there all by himself and able to corral it in. So, again, Cambridge able to move it through the air, picked up a first down.
Ball on the 23-yard line, 3:10 left to go in the ball game. Shotgun formation again. Vancho's got it rolling to the other side this time. He's got a man out there again. Another catch by one of the Bobcats. This time it is number 9, Ryan Hatmaker.
And able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. And Cambridge just kind of running some sideline routes. He came from the slot position across the field, able to get the reception, get out of bounds, pick up some positive yardage. I think you're going to maybe be 2.5, 3 yards short.
3:01 left in the ball game. 6-0 Licking Valley. Bobcats trying to move the ball down the field. Doing it right now on the arm of David Avancho. Stacked I formation for the Cats now. Looks like they may go back to a run set here. Avancho, the quarterback, the snap, the give, straight ahead. Hardesty's got it. He's got enough for the first down out to the 35-yard line. They'll stop the clock. Fresh set of downs for the Cats.
Cambridge moving with some urgency. 2 consecutive pass plays. And bring Hardesty in to clean up and pick up the first down and able to keep the chains moving.
2:56 left. Now the officials get the chains spotted. The Bobcats, the clock is rolling again. Cambridge has to get up to the line quickly. Looks like it's going to be another shotgun formation. Cats trying to find an answer for this Licking Valley defense.
Watch Hardesty slipping out of the backfield.
Snap, the give. No. Vancho's got it, and they're going to corral him deep in the backfield, and that is a huge, huge loss for Cambridge.
And Hardesty fell down and trying to make the block on the guy coming in, and Vancho didn't have a chance. You see here, he was going to roll to his left, and Hardesty slipped as he tried to cut back and pick off number 33, Jordan Bailey, who ended up with the sack with the help of his friends. But just a tough break, and Hardesty just lost his footing and couldn't make the block.
2:12 to go, and the clock is moving now. Need to start thinking about some clock management. 2:08 left in the game. Shotgun formation for the Cats, who have all 3 of their timeouts left. Back, looking, up the field. The catch. That's Harris, number 6, and he's got enough maybe to take it to 20. Didn't get out of bounds, though, Chad. That's going to be big.
And the pass here, and Hardesty rolls to his right, or excuse me, Vancher rolling to his right, almost getting to the line of scrimmage and able to get it out. So clock still running. $1:30. Cambridge can't get the call in.
Evancho trying to get the offense up to the line of scrimmage. Ball on the 38-yard line. Quick count. He's got it. He's back. He's looking. Up the middle of the field. That ball was picked off by Licking Valley. No, they're going to say incomplete.
4th down for Cambridge.
4th down and 8 for the Bobcats.
I threw it into some traffic and just wasn't able to get it to these receivers. Again, rolling out to the left-hand side, able to pick up some protection this time as he throws it down the field, and just double coverage, didn't have a chance to complete that pass.
So now the Bobcats looking at possibly a game-ending play. They need 8 yards for this first down. 1:13 left in the ball game. Evancho right up under center. They're going to try the reverse. Now they're going to try the halfback pass down the middle of the field. He's got it. Catch by the Cats. Ryan Hatmaker, number 9. 1st and 10 for the Cats on the 39-yard line. 1:05 left. They'll stop the clock.
And that play was slow in developing. That play was slow in developing as you see to Hardesty and throws it back and wide open down the field. Perfect pass, able to put it right on the money. The defense sucked in on the run.
1:05 left now. Evancho back up under center.
A fumble.
They're going to say fumble, and that's it. That's the ball game right there. Evancho came up trying to get control of the football, lost it, and the ball went over into the Licking Valley side, picked up by one of the Licking Valley players.
I think the official call may be an interception as it went up past the line of scrimmage.
He didn't get the ball down didn't get down to his knee in time.
That's another tough break, another mistake by Cambridge.
Second true turnover of the game. First interception, 1 by fumble, 1 by down. So they've had 3 turnovers tonight. 1st and 10 Licking Valley.
They're going to call timeout.
Under a minute to go. And boy, this is a really, really tough way to lose the game.
And you're looking at just a miscue. I don't know if the ball was wet, the ground is wet, or what happened. He just couldn't get a handle on that football and just scored it over the line of scrimmage. And Licking Valley right there, alertly jumping on that football. So Cambridge is able to put together some successive plays, get the ball down the field on the reverse flea flicker down the field, and looked like Cambridge had some business, but just again another mistake.
All right, Chad, we're going to have to think about our player of the game here at this point, and this is going to be a really tough decision because really none of the Bobcats with any outstanding statistics, no points tonight. The defense has done an outstanding job, but it truly has been a team effort.
Yeah, and it's been a defensive struggle all night for both teams, and off the errant punt, Licking Valley was able to march at 40 yards or so down the field and get that initial. Well, it may be the only score on the scoreboard for the evening.
The snap, and the Bobcats are trying to get back there. Mitchell knocks his own quarterback down and then is looking for a flag. 55 seconds left in the game now.
He just want to make sure that he protected that football. Just throw him a couple yards backwards. And Cambridge is going to call a timeout. And in Cambridge, I mean, most of this game was played through their defense, and I mean, they came up against a very, very tough Licking Valley Panther team, as you said, coming in 0-2.
Can't say the Bobcats, though, did not have some opportunities tonight, though, Chad. They took the ball down the field a couple of different times, could not punch it in for a score.
Now you just have to regroup and look towards next week. I mean, by far they didn't play a bad game. It was just a couple ill-timed mistakes, and you're going to have that, and you do it against a very good team, and they're going to make you pay. And 6 points. I mean, you got to be happy that your defense only gave up 6 points to a team that, with the Licking Valley's caliber of players that they have and their history in playoff football.
We're going to have to come up with a player of the game here somehow. Perhaps a suggestion. Could give it to There's the snap. Trey Hall's got the football. They're going to run some clock on the outside now. He's going to just fall down with the football. Bobcats are going to have to use their final timeout, it looks like. And they do. 49 seconds left. You have to give it to maybe one of the defensive players and see if maybe we can get them to split the pizza a little bit.
Yeah, that defensive line for Cambridge played a well of a game tonight. The linebackers came in and cleaned up on some tackles as well. But you know what? You come in and you hold Licking Valley to 6 points, and knowing what they're going to do, the defense stepped up, and they were just put in a tenable position here at the end of the game, and not able to pitch the shutout.
Looks like top gainer of the night was Tyler Hardesty, 56 yards. Also an outstanding linebacker for the Bobcat defense. Perhaps, what do you think, our player of the game, Tyler Hardesty, tonight? Whale of a football game. I'll tell you something right now. You cannot discredit the Bobcats for their effort tonight. Ryan Hatmaker, another big night catching the ball too, 55 yards for Hatmaker too. So that's some good news for the Cats. 59 yards on the ground for Hardesty total as well. So maybe another thought, perhaps number 9, Ryan Hatmaker.
That sounds good to me.
That's our choice then. Number 9, Ryan Hatmaker will be our Wally's Pizza player of the game. 55 yards in receptions and a big reception in an attempted fourth quarter drive. Aborted by a turnover. Tough loss for the Bobcats tonight. We said it before, Chad. They had their opportunities. They weren't able to capitalize.
Yeah, down on within, I think, the 5-yard line a couple times. I know within the 10-yard line a couple times, down in the 5 at once, and turned the ball over. Then and on downs in the first half, and ended up with a fumble in the second half.
Fumble and interception, basically, I guess, on that last play that the Bobcats had the ball offensively, and a turnover on downs. So, and those 3 turnovers were the keys to the game. We talked about it earlier, not making any mistakes. Licking Valley did not make any mistakes tonight. I think they put the ball on the ground one time tonight, and were able to recover their own fumble, and that was huge.
And this should be the last snap of the game.
Yeah, and right now, Cambridge dropping receiver deep, but I don't think they'll ever get a kickoff. Mitchell, I think, will wait the 5 seconds out, and then he'll just try to run around back there for 5 seconds. The snap. He's going to punt it.
I'm surprised.
Straight away. He's got the football. Bobcats trying to block, and nothing doing. That's going to do it. Lashley receives the ball, and into the football game in a tough 6-0 loss for the Bobcats. And the final score from McFarland Stadium again, it is Licking Valley 6, Cambridge 0. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after this.
At Modern Movements, they don't mess around when it comes to you. With products from Paul Mitchell, Matrix, Nioxin, OPI, and Joico, they'll have you looking fabulous in no time. With services such as highlights, lowlights, retouches, perms, relaxers, Chi permanent hair straightening, permanent makeup for eyeliner and eyebrows by Kayla, manicures, pedicures, facial waxing, extensions and hair replacement, spray tans and tanning beds. If they don't do it, you don't need it. Located on Woodlawn Avenue, open Monday through Saturday, walk-ins always welcome.
No matter what the sport, injuries can occur. For advice, effective treatment, and a rehabilitation plan, see Dr. James Klobuchak and his staff at Ohio Sports Medicine Institute. Athletes who receive the correct treatment and continue to train following an injury will return to competition sooner than those who do not. Get back in the game of life. Ohio Sports Medicine Institute, a full-service sports medicine facility, can help. From injury through rehabilitation to recovery. Ohio Sports Medicine Institute, 216 Highland Avenue in Cambridge.
Make sure to tune in to the Fairdale Auto Sales Auto Showcase weekly here on TV Channel 2.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Boy, Chad, this loss tonight, it's a dagger to the heart. I mean, both teams played their hearts out. It was played in the trenches, on the lines, and Licking Valley, you got to give them some credit. They got the ball down into Cambridge, deep into Cambridge territory one time tonight, and they were able to cash in, and that was the difference in the football game.
And it just, as we talked about, just a matter of conditioning, which offensive line was going to wear out the defensive line first, and it just unfortunately happened to be Licking Valley, and as they put together a pretty good second half of football, and you're looking at a total. You're looking at total numbers for the game: 142 offensive yards for Licking Valley, 97 on the ground, 45 receiving, and Cambridge just with 230, 82 on the ground, and 148 in the air. And they came up against a very good defensive team, because when's the last time the Cambridge has been held under 100 yards rushing for a game?
Great job by both teams on the field. It came down to some turnovers. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Actually, we're not prepared on the highlights yet, so we'll take a look at some of the final statistics. Maybe some of the individual statistics for the Bobcats tonight, rushing-wise for Cambridge. And got to give Licking Valley credit. They held Cambridge down on the ground, which is what they like to do.
And usually, I mean, if one back has an off night, the other one picks up, and just tough sledding for both runners tonight. Hardesty, he had 9 carries for 59 yards. Lewis, 14 carries for 48 yards. And Evangelist had a tough night. They were pressuring him, a couple sacks, a couple fumbles, minus 22 yards there. And Lashley, 1 carry, minus 3 yards. Through the air, Mancho pretty efficient, 11-14, 118 yards. Cox, 3 receptions, 13 yards. Hatmaker, 4 for 55. Burris had a catch for 15. Snellgrove in there for 7. Rogers with 3. Van Dyne had a 15-yarder. Harris a catch for 1 for 10 yards. And looking at Wilson, one with the big pass there on the flea flicker reverse. He had one pass attempt for 30 yards.
Huge night offensively, not a huge night offensively, for either team, Chad. We've got our highlights ready now. Let's take a look and see what we've got.
And most of these will be defensive highlights for both teams. And early on, Cambridge had their passing game going. But then the defense picked up for both teams. And a sack right here on the 5-yard line.
Smith, the quarterback for Licking Valley. Boy, I'll tell you what, he had a tough night. There's a Vancho with being sacked once. Here's a reverse to Reese Lashley. Lost 3 yards.
And Hardesty was able to get a couple big yards, a couple big rushes, and this one to the left-hand side.
This was the best Cambridge drive in the first half. They almost scored down here, but eventually turned it over on downs.
And again, this is at the end of the first half. The big pass play by Trout coming in, but couldn't do anything with it. Halftime.
Right over the middle of the field. This starts out the second half. Number 8 there with the reception. That's Mitchell for Licking Valley.
And again, Wilson able to turn a corner, able to pick up some yardage, pick up the first down for the Cats.
Nice run by Lewis there. Another run by Lewis here.
On the left-hand side, and he was able to get through the corner a couple times tonight.
Here's a Vancho, one of his better plays of the night. Reversing fields.
And that was originally set up as a pass play. He didn't see anything down the field, able to tuck it underneath his arm and run.
Great decision by Avancho there. Bobcats were able to take it down deep into Licking Valley territory on this drive, I think, right here. They get the ball down inside.
I think it was Snellgrove.
Yeah, with the catch. That was a big catch right there.
But you saw this all night.
Sack.
Then the big run.
Yeah, here's a big run right here. Treg Hall, that was probably the biggest run of the night.
And this is the touchdown as Trout just kind of keeps it. Everyone jammed up in the middle. He snuck in the right-hand side for the end zone. And again, this is a turnover on the next drive for Cambridge. Then the batted play brings up 4th down, and Cambridge was not able to convert.
Tough night offensively. Here's a great pass on the outside.
And this is Cambridge's final drive.
Yes, it is. Good job there. That is Hatmaker with one of his catches on this final drive.
And here's the big play as they get it to Wilson. 30-yarder just tosses the ball down the field to Hatmaker.
Wide open. Great job by the Bobcats. Looked like they were in business here in Licking Valley territory, but right after that
was the fumble.
Coughed it up, and tough 6-0 loss for the Bobcats. Got to give Licking Valley a lot of credit, though. And Cambridge played well. Got to cash it in when you have the opportunities down on the goal line, Chad. No doubt about it.
And Cambridge is down there twice, knocking on the door. Once turned it over on downs, and then you had the fumble. So Cambridge, as you said, didn't capitalize on opportunities that they were given. And the one opportunity that the Bobcats afforded Licking Valley, they did.
So a super football game by the Bobcats, despite being defeated 6-0 by Licking Valley, who obviously is a quality team coming in here. And Chad, the Bobcats cannot look at this. They have got to start looking ahead at their ECOL schedule.
Yeah, and Claymont comes in next week, and Cambridge wraps up their 4-game homestand to start the season.
Yeah, and then we go on the road, and we've got some tough games ahead on the road. Of course, you've got Coshocton, Philly, and Dover, I think, on the road this year, and that's going to set up pretty tough for the Cats. But Cambridge so far this year, things set up pretty well for the Cats as far as league play goes, because they've shown that they can run the football. They've got some offense, and our defense has been outstanding.
And it has. And I guess you can point to this game as like the culmination of that defensive effort being put forth by the Cats. But as you said, when you have Hardesty and Lewis running, I mean, that's a 1-2 punch that is going to rival anything that the UCL can throw at the Cats this year.
So we will be back next week. It'll be the Claymont Mustangs coming to town. Chad, hey, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks for allowing me.
In for Coach. It was a great time tonight. Tough loss, though, tonight. The final score once again from McFarland Stadium. It is Licking Valley 6, Cambridge nothing.
AVC Sports presentation of Cambridge High School Bobcat football has been brought to you by Southeastern Med, Marathon Alarm, Ohio Sports Medicine, Modern Movements, Dr. Edward Colby, and Parkside Tasty Treat. This has been a presentation of AVC Sports.